And then it was vaccinated people against unvaccinated people. This crazy divide where you saw people that are just so scared of this virus that they were willing to cast aside their humanity and call people that were skeptical of the vaccine, call them like, I call them plague rats. I saw people call people wild shit. People that I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
You follow Eddie Bravo, right?
Oh my God, he's one of my best friends.
I know. But so he put up a video the other day, and it's like this compilation of this message that mainstream media had about COVID.
Oh yeah,
and
no one's safe. No one's safe.
No one. Yeah,
no one's
over
safe.
and over and over, and then everybody. Then you'll never get it. You'll never get sick. You'll never die. And then they all get it. And it's like this whole timeline where you see this lying and selling this fear the whole time and still never admitting it.
Well, it's a narrative. They were given a narrative, and they were told that this is the narrative that you're supposed to relay on television.
How's that different than some messed up country with, some third world country?
It's not, but they thought they could get away with doing it in this case because of a pandemic. Because there's an emergency.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to be very careful about giving up any powers to the government during an emergency, because they'll capitalize on that. They're not stupid. They know this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
They can clamp down on you. Did you see that thing about the World Health Organization? They're in the EU, they're this vaccine passport system that they've devised. You see that? I retweeted it. People are freaking out about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you don't give people power. Don't give people power to do things they couldn't do before, because they're going to keep it and they're going to expand. And if you don't fucking hold the line and you think it's a good thing to give in because we all have to be safe, like, oh my God. If you got to be safe, then just tell people about it and the smart people will take it if it's really safe. But if you make them take it, then you can make them do things. If you can make them do things, and if they don't want to do things, then you get to do things to them. You get to take away their money, you get to take away their job, take away their ability to travel. Don't give in to that. You can't give in to that, because you're giving that power to other human beings that you might not agree with, and you might not trust their judgment. And just because they won an election, that means they're smarter than you and they can sense what's really going on better than you. And maybe they're compromised by money. And maybe it's clear that they're compromised by money. Maybe they're in a whole party that's compromised by money, that's in cahoots with a media organization that's compromised by money, and they all spit out the same narrative.
Right.
And they can now tell you can't travel if you don't agree.
I know.
And they don't have to be right. And they don't have to debate it openly. They don't have to have a consensus amongst all the intellectuals where they can do it anonymously, where they don't have any fear of repercussions of their career, which is a lot of people. During this whole thing, they didn't want to speak out about any of it. And the people that did got attacked, and they got attacked directly by the government. There's like real clear organization involved in going after certain scientists that had a specific narrative, certain scientists that weren't towing the line.
Yeah. You had them on here.
Yeah, but not just those guys. There was a lot of other guys too. There's the people from the Great Barrington Declaration. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus announced digital immunization vaccine certificates, which will be required to participate in society. So listen to this.
While the emergency phase of the COVID-19 pandemic is now over, investments in digital infrastructure remain an important resource for health systems and for economies and societies at large. Like many countries, the European Union made significant investments in COVID-19 certificates to help people move around as safely as possible during the pandemic. The European Union certification system was used by all 27 EU member states and more than 50 other countries. Building on the success of the EU system, WHO is proud today to launch the Global Digital Health Certification Network. So thank you so much to European Union for the excellent certification system that you have.
Now here's the problem. Stop that for a second. It didn't work.
No.
Here's the problem. It's not even an effective vaccine.
Right.
Right? I mean, maybe it saved lives in the beginning. But we read this study from the Cleveland Clinic the other day that was saying that overall in the Cleveland Clinic, from the health workers, when they did a survey of them, the ones who got vaccinated the most got COVID the most.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not even like it just stops it dead in its tracks like they were saying in the beginning of the pandemic. And yet they're still trying to implement this digital system where you have to take this medicine that they've showed didn't work that good.
You know what it is, though? So he said, based on the success of whatever that was.
Yeah.
What success? So it reminds me of Biden getting on there right now. He's making posts every day about how successful they've been and the most jobs in the history of the presidency of the United States, and economy is coming back better. It's like
it's gaslighting.
It's just 100% a lie.
It's just gaslighting. But also,
They know it's not true.
For them to do this is what everybody was worried about. Everybody was worried about some global system where you have to opt into it. You can't travel unless you do.
But
everybody was worried about that.
But he's saying on the heels of the success.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because people are furious. The people that took the vaccine and still got COVID and got very sick are furious that they got lied to.
Well, and the cancer in young adults is skyrocketing, the cancer numbers based on the vaccine, apparently.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know what the studies say, and I don't know if anybody's doing studies, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that's that correlation equals causation thing, but it's something to be concerned with. The uptick in just deaths is a weird thing to be concerned with. All-cause mortality is up.
Right.
Which is weird. And people want to attribute that to different things. Oh, they were drinking a lot during the pandemic. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they would, but also another thing happened too. Remember that other thing where everybody had to take a shot? Like, how about that? How about why is no one considering that?
Right.
Like, no one who's in these mainstream news organizations is looking over these numbers and saying, do you have to be concerned? If you've had a vaccine injury, do you have to be concerned? Have you had an adverse reaction? Do you have to be
hide
concerned?
those numbers.
They're not trying to seek them out. That's for sure. They're not trying to ask people to come forward if you have.
Yeah.
And we need to know the real numbers. They're not running like some sort of a wide. Wouldn't you think they would do that?
Yeah.
If you're going to do something where
if you cared about society, like you say.
Right. If you weren't in cahoots with an organization that could lose money based on these results, wouldn't you do that? You probably would. You should do that. We should know, and they should know. The pharmaceutical drug companies should know. Everyone should know. Like, what's the real result of this? And if it's positive, it's positive. If it's a small amount of people that have side effects,
great.
Okay,
let us
great.
know.
But there's never been a time ever in our country where this was mandated on adults, where adults were told that they had to take a very specific medication in order to do things like go to work. That's crazy, especially experimental one with no long-term data.
Yeah.
And one that was just rolled out for the whole world.
Very happy I didn't take it.
Well, it was also watching the machine come after people who didn't take it and come after people like me who didn't take it and got better quick.